What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name's Andre with Eagle Express, and the channel welcomes you if you're brand new. If you are a constant visitor, if you guys are constant watchers, good to see you guys again. A lot more activity on the channel, which makes me happy. Basically makes me want to think of what else to tell you guys, what else to inform you of, and what else to chat about. So I also need to know from you guys, what else do you want to hear about? What else do you guys, what other kind of information do you need from a 9-year-old, 9 years of experience, dispatch and driving? Today I wanted to talk about a lot of questions are coming up. They've always been here, but lately they've been coming up. There's a lot of people always ask, OTR or local, what's best? Well, right now, market, you guys all know, if you're following the freight world, if you're doing any kind of, watching the news or anything like that, or if you got friends in the transportation world, you guys already know that we're having issues. Freight world is having, in the market, it's a bad market for freight world right now. Loads are cheap. Loads are incredibly slow right now. We're still surviving, we're still moving, people are still going, but it's not how it used to be. It takes a long time to load somebody, it takes us a long time to be bidding on these loads, so on and so forth. So the main question is, people are asking, what is best, local or OTR? And right now, when things were good for everybody. So that means before, in the good market, when things were great, nobody wanted these local loads because they were just worthless. Because you got good rate per mile, you could go do a nice long run, and you'll make 10 times more the money. Then locals were still paying okay because nobody wanted to do the locals. Hope that makes sense. Right now, you got to go out there, you got to go grind, you got to be out there for weeks at a time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month for some people. Just depending on your luck, on your blessing, depending on what kind of runs you do. If you can drive 24 hours nonstop with bare minimum sleep, like a couple hours, then you're good. You can still make good money doing OTR. Shouldn't have to stay out there long, and so on and so forth. The people that cannot drive good at night, they need to sleep 4-6 hours. This job is, first of all, not for you. Second of all, then they try to do the local stuff. So right now, locals just do not pay good. It's still better to go do OTR even in the bad market, because if you get a load that's 800, 1,000 miles, 1,200, 1,500 miles, you got to clear that within 24 hours, maybe a little bit more. Versus if you get a local load, you still have to wait for it. If you wait till the first half of the day or second half of the day already, and you get a load late in the afternoon, well, guess what? You load it, you go deliver it, then you sit till next morning, because most likely, 99.9% of the time, you're not getting another load until the next day. It used to be, when I first started this 9 years ago, 8 years ago, even 7 and 6 years ago, if we had people left over, then we would get calls in the middle of the night, even with freight offers, because we'd post our vehicles, either way, get posted online as available. So when brokers or whatever see that we have vehicles available, then they just call and offer that load. Right now, there ain't no calling and offering. We don't get no calls. There's nobody there. Nobody's posting at night. When 5 o'clock hits, it becomes 80% less loads on the boards, and there's nothing out there. So as soon as 5 o'clock hits, so Eastern time, so it gets slow. I hope that answers your question. OTR is still better than locals, because locals just simply don't pay. You're gonna look at me and go, well, Andre, you get paid round trip as local. Well, guys, I'm in an area, I'm in Spokane, Washington. Here, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but we just do not have expedited freight out here. We have a lot of LTL carriers who will take it and go drop it off, and that's it. And they just go for that versus putting it in a van and me going, because this guy's going to still get there by the end of the day. local wise. As far as like big cities, Chicago, Atlanta, LA, New Jersey out there, New York's and all that, there's a lot of competition out there, and there's still more freight out there because these are bigger towns, lots more people, lots more companies out there, so on and so forth. So there is more of that freight, but there's a lot also more of that competition. I'm in an area where there's very, very minimum competition, none. So that's why out here they just pay that, because there's nobody can take it. A lot of times when an LTL carrier can't pick it up right now and it needs to be picked up now, or somebody's already screwed it up somewhere along the way, and that freight should have been here days ago, and now it just finally showed up to a cross dock, that freight just needs to, that customer doesn't care what it costs, it needs to be there ASAP. So then they, find somebody like us to be able to deliver that. Once in a great moon, you'll find something that's, yes, you can get really good local pay, somebody pays, but for the most part, in big cities especially, locals, I mean, if you're okay surviving on $100, $200 a day, great, but that's not going to pay your insurance, your no payment, and your home bills, just making a couple $100 in 24 hours. It's just not. At the end of the day, you can go do something else and not be invested into expediting. Hope it makes sense, guys. I hope that's true, sincere answer. It's not coming up out of somewhere out of the wind. This is somebody with a nine-year experience. I hope that answers your question. OTR is still better, because if you go on an 800-mile run, you're getting paid per mile. Same thing, you're getting paid per mile when you're doing local. Local usually pays just a bit more, but it's really hard to get good paying local loads right now, because still you're competing against LTL carriers that take this stuff for 25 cents a mile, 50 cents a mile, stuff like that. So they send a semi-truck to go pick up everything, all these loads. It's worth it for them to go pick it up for $100, $200, when an LTL carrier like me, or an expedite carrier like me, would charge somebody $400, plus broker needs to make money, plus in between, if there's somebody, like a freight forwarder or whatever, everybody needs to make money. So in the end, it's a lot. So a lot of times they just go for that LTL versus expedite, because the price is a lot cheaper in the end for them. OTR is always best. You're out on an open road, you're always on the freeway, you're not dealing with, hopefully, so much traffic and all that. When you're doing just locals, if you get a couple of them a day, it's hard to even get a couple a day, because you could show up for one of these and it's not off the truck, it's not ready. You wait 2 hours to get loaded, then you get loaded, then you drive a couple hours, you wait an hour or whatever to get unloaded, your day's gone. All that time you spent waiting for it is gone. So during all that time, you could be driving on an OTR load and actually making money. In the end, OTR, no matter how you look at it, over the road, if in case you didn't know what OTR means, it means over the road. You go out there and go where the money takes you, all over 48 states. Hope that answers all your questions. If you have more questions, please comment, and my email address is in the description. If you guys do need to get a hold of me asking some kind of a personal question, you guys can email. It'll be down in the description. God bless you guys. Take care, and hope everything works out for you if you're a driver. Stay safe. Be blessed.